Adam Grant's Think Again, The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know, challenges us to reconsider our approach to knowledge and personal growth. He argues that true intelligence isn't just about accumulating facts, but about the crucial ability to rethink, unlearn, and relearn. In a world constantly in flux, this capacity becomes more vital than ever. The book isn't merely a call for open-mindedness. It's an invitation to cultivate active curiosity, embrace doubt, and recognize humility as a powerful asset. As Grant wisely states, the greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It is the illusion of knowledge. Part 1. Individual Rethinking, Updating Our Own Beliefs. Preacher, prosecutor, and politician versus scientist. Grant identifies 3 common mindsets we adopt when our beliefs are challenged. The preacher, who sermonizes and defends their convictions. The prosecutor, who aggressively attacks opposing arguments. The politician, who seeks approval and validation rather than truth. Instead, Grant advocates for the scientist mindset, one driven by curiosity and evidence, not ego. A scientist's core question is, what would change my mind? This inquiry is the bedrock of intellectual humility. Takeaway. Our beliefs should be treated as hypotheses, not unchangeable convictions. The joy of being wrong. Being wrong isn't a sign of intellectual inadequacy. It's an opportunity for learning. Many people fear admitting they're wrong, associating it with weakness. Grant flips this script, asserting that admitting you're wrong is a profound sign of growth. He provides examples of highly successful individuals and organizations, from NASA engineers to entrepreneurs, who thrived by embracing mistakes as stepping stones. Consider the contrast between BlackBerry's leadership, which failed to rethink and paid the price, versus Bridgewater Associates, where dissent and continuous reevaluation are integral to their culture. Tool. Grant introduces the concept of a challenge network, individuals who offer constructive critique with the goal of helping us improve rather than tearing us down. Part 2. Interpersonal Rethinking, Encouraging Others to Rethink. The Art of Persuasive Listening. True persuasion isn't about overwhelming others with data. It's about gently guiding them to open their minds. Grant highlights the effectiveness of motivational interviewing, a technique involving asking empathetic, open-ended questions that encourage people to arrive at their own conclusions. Tips for dialogue that inspires rethinking. Ask questions like, what evidence would change your mind? Share your own doubts and curiosity rather than asserting certainty. Avoid overwhelming with facts. Instead, seek to find shared values. Example, a compelling story of a vaccine skeptic who changed her views after a scientist engaged her with empathy, not judgment. Creating psychological safety. People are most likely to rethink when they feel safe enough to do so. Grant emphasizes that leaders and educators must cultivate environments where it's acceptable to be wrong. In practice, exceptional teachers might say, I might be wrong. What do you think? Effective managers actively invite dissent and publicly question their own assumptions. By fostering psychological safety, we unlock greater creativity, enhance decision-making, and deepen collaboration. Part 3. Collective Rethinking, Rethinking at Scale, Rethinking Education. Grant contends that the primary goal of education should be learning how to think, not merely memorizing what to think. The most impactful classrooms are those that champion questioning and critical analysis. Inspired example, a history teacher who challenges students to argue from perspectives they don't agree with, thereby cultivating empathy and broadening their intellectual horizons. Application for creators. For someone like you, Pankaj, crafting content that models critical thinking, where learners are exposed to multiple viewpoints and prompted to reflect, is incredibly powerful. Rewriting the rules of work. Many organizations fall prey to groupthink, a phenomenon where conformity is rewarded and novel ideas are suppressed. Grant showcases how companies like Pixar and the Gates Foundation flourish by actively encouraging debate and continuous learning. Innovative culture tips. Promote rethinking as an ongoing habit, not a singular event. Reward individuals who bravely challenge the status quo. Regularly rotate roles and perspectives to foster fresh insights. The rethinking cycle. Learn, unlearn, relearn. Rethinking is not an occasional occurrence. It's a lifelong practice. Grant introduces a simple yet transformative cycle. 1. Learn. Actively seek out new information. 2. Unlearn. Consciously let go of outdated or incorrect beliefs. 3. Relearn. Replace old assumptions with updated understanding. The true potency lies in the relearn stage, which demands both flexibility and self-awareness. As Grant eloquently puts it, if knowledge is power, knowing what we don't know is wisdom. Hammer and wrench tools for everyday rethinking. The power of reflective questions. Grant provides practical questions that guide us away from stubbornness and towards thoughtful reflection. What evidence genuinely supports my current belief? Could it be possible that I am wrong? Who can offer a different perspective and help me see this in a new light? These questions help us maintain a scientist mode, remaining curious, humble, and receptive to change. Building your own challenge network. Critics shouldn't be viewed as adversaries, but as allies in your growth. Grant encourages building a challenge network, a group of people who are comfortable providing honest, constructive feedback, driven by a genuine desire to see you improve. Practical tip: actively seek feedback from those who hold different viewpoints and are willing to gently call you out. Emotion and empathy in rethinking. Grant doesn't shy away from the emotional complexities of change. He underscores that people are most receptive to rethinking when they feel heard, supported, and truly understood. Empathy is a superpower. One of the most impactful ideas is the power of empathy-led conversations. If your goal is to encourage someone to rethink, your first step should be to connect with them on an emotional level. Example: inspiring stories of activists who brought about change not by shouting louder, but by listening more profoundly. Final thoughts: a philosophy for life. Rethinking isn't exclusively for scientists or CEOs, it's a universal practice. From everyday interactions to pivotal life decisions, Grant invites us to be curious, not judgmental. Value progress over pride. View disagreement not as conflict, but as an opportunity for growth. This book isn't about diminishing your confidence. It's about being confident enough to question yourself. That is true courage. That is true growth. Why Think Again is inspirational. As a creator dedicated to uplifting learners through engaging and accessible content, the core message of Think Again perfectly aligns with your mission. It's fundamentally about cultivating an environment, whether digital or emotional, where people feel safe to rethink and evolve. You're already embodying this approach through your insightful thumbnails, informative podcasts, and effective language learning tools. This book not only affirms your current methods, but also challenges all of us to keep asking the most powerful question of all: what if I'm wrong? Thanks for watching Audio Mentor, where every book brings you closer to a better you. If you found value in today's summary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a chance to grow.